3, 2, 1. Vamos. Welcome, Jofeliny. ¿Cómo te va?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you too.
I found this young, beautiful girl through the power of social media, and I felt like reaching out to her. And I don't know, something told me, yo, write a message to this woman because she's really inspirational, and I'm all down to inspirational women. And, you know, I just saw her, I had to message her, and a few weeks later, I started my podcast. Now she's here. Tell me about you.
Which part of me?
You. Who makes you you? Everything, your journey.
Well, this is a very recent journey. I'm going to have 7 months in the fitness journey.
Nice.
But originally it started with my mental health. I was a sad and depressive young woman. I was battling something literally for at least 4 to 5 years. And recently I decided to take a different approach and make it more into a self-development and mental health awareness. But previously to that, I did all the doctors and the therapists, and one day I was actually prescribed an antidepressant and a tranquilizer.
Wow.
And that was the first day I made a different decision, and I became, well, you can't really convert into this, but you can practice Buddhism, and that was a way out for me.
Wow, that's beautiful. And this is the thing about fitness. Everybody starts by thinking that you just want to change your body, when the first thing, and when you realize and you go deep into it, that what changes is your mindset, the way you think. It becomes more than a lifestyle. It becomes life.
I call it a mental journey.
It is tough. It is tough and durable, but it changes the way you really are. You leave all the slack and bad habits behind, and you just keep building for new things to come, and it opens so many doors. I mean, at least for me, it opened a lot of doors that I didn't imagine. No way in my life I was gonna be coming from where I come from. I didn't imagine that was gonna happen. It was just through fitness.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always had a passion for psychology, so people's behavior and the way that the mind works has always been an interest to me.
Yes.
So when I fell into depression, it was like a really big turnover. I'm a dork and an awkward Jolly Rancher. Like, I'm a bubble of energy, and one day that all changed. And I guess because I did have that passion of always looking within myself and kind of always pushing myself to become better was the reason why I never let go of who I used to be.
Well, it's that little voice inside that always tells you.
Definitely. I always listen to my intuition. When I was at my lowest moments, I never let go of that girl. And it took a long time and a very, not really very, but it took a toll in my life. I lost friends. Family members were confused. They didn't understand what was happening to me. My parents were worried. I lost my job. And most importantly, I lost myself.
Wow, that's it. It's a really weird thing when I don't like to go deep into what depression is, because myself, I've been through a depression, but I don't know how deep your depression was. You know, you went get prescribed medicine for it, or you know, I was just there. I didn't went for how you call it, professional help, but I knew I was going through a depression too, you know. So I'm not very open about the topic, but since I went through one, I feel like we have to share it, put it out there for other people that are going through it. I knew also people that were going through depression, and they actually got prescribed, but I always thought about, you could always get out of it, but sometimes it's bad, and the bad ones are the ones that you don't know about. It could be your friend, your sister, your brother, the closest one to you, and you don't, they could be fine today, but you don't know about tomorrow, you know. I always be worried about that. But it's amazing how you talk about how fitness has helped you come out from that hole, which really is a hole.
I used to come home and go straight to sleep. I had like no energy. I would be at work and I would either have an anxiety attack and have to walk out. I'll have like my moments where I had to just let it out and cry. I would question myself a lot.
You still question yourself?
Not right now.
Not right now.
No. Beautiful. I question other things, but not myself. So the fact that I was able to come back home and not go to sleep and try to push myself to go to a gym was like a big start. And it was not a fitness journey. I literally signed up to that gym with some friends, and it was all about just pushing my mind.
It is all about, when you start something, it's just pushing the mind. Day by day, sometimes you don't want to make it, but it's that little last driving, and I talk about it so much, it's that last little voice, and which is intuition, and I think you should follow it because 100% of the time is right.
Yeah, well, today I make 211 days in. I decided to take a picture of myself on January 13, 2018. I was really depressed, or maybe discouraged, or I wasn't looking at the girl that I guess envisioned myself to be, or that picture of myself that I always knew I wanted to be. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I took a picture January 13, and I decided to take an image every 13 till this day.
And I love how you're documenting it by the days. She knows exactly to what day she is. You go, me, I gotta go to my first Instagram post when I started my journey.
Yeah, so counting helped because it allowed me to keep counting, and even on my bad day I would still count, because at this point I wasn't gonna give up. I decided that I was going to keep counting, and I was never going to give up, and I was going to do this all the way until I saw that girl that I wanted to be.
Wow, that's really powerful, But let's go back to the first day you decided I'm going through this.
Which day exactly?
When you felt that they prescribed you with the medicines.
It was actually on my 23rd birthday. I was turning 23 years old that day. And it was between a psychiatrist or talking to this is really Dominican, but my mother was like, maybe you should speak to like a person in the church or something.
Well, it's not very Dominican. It actually really helps when you find the right group of people, I guess.
Well, to me, it was a little different, I guess. I don't know.
It's an approach you never went through in your life, I guess.
Yeah,
looked for it.
My way of turning to help used to be art, and for a long time I was a photographer, and I didn't really wanted to call myself a photographer, but I wanted to call myself a creative director.
Wow.
Because that was the only thing that would allow me to express myself visually for what I felt internally. And I even did like a whole gas mask project, which a lot of people were really confused because it was black and white and it was dark and there was no face to anything. But little did they know it was just an introduction of depression.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful. And everybody has talents that I call it God gives them to you. Mm-hmm. I believe in God. I'm a firm believer of something is out there more powerful than us. And I always, when I talk about it, I tell people that God gives you, He gifts us you with special talents that we all possess, and it's up to you to manifest them. Mm-hmm. Because I believe that the day when He calls you and He's gonna ask you, Jofi, what do you do with the gifts I grant you? Yeah. And you're either gonna say, look, I went all out and I shared them. I made the most I could, or you're gonna see I just made a hole and buried my gifts.
Yeah.
Couldn't do nothing with them. And there's a lot of talented people out there. A lot of you guys that are talented out there that, sometimes over things that happen in your life, you prefer to bury those dreams. But I'll say we are all special. We could do something. We have a talent that we could share to the world.
Yeah.
And you keep finding out as you grow. Not all the wiser, you see?
Yeah. I guess back to the question that you asked of when I was prescribed. Ironically, at that time, I was working at a mortgage banker, and I was right next to it earlier. I don't know why.
Wow.
It's just ironically, I was right in the area. But that time of my life was just so empty and like lost. And I remember just wanting to run away from everything. And I didn't really know how to. So I decided to take that chance and go to the doctor with my mom. And I remember coming out of that doctor hysterical crying. And I looked at my mother and I'm like, really, Mom? Like, this is what's going to fix what's wrong with me internally. And she offered to go pick them up. And I told her no, that I was going to go and probably shave my head or something. Wow. And become a Buddhist monk, because there was something more than to just a drug. This was more of a mental and spiritual journey for me than, oh, I have no idea who I am today and I need this drug to be able to function.
And that's how they treating it these days. They just give you a drug you, and whatever happens from there. But most of the death right now, when it comes to real drugs, it's pharmaceutical drugs. It's a big, almost a 70% average that people dies every day through pharmaceutical drugs. You know, and they just prescribe you that thing, and by the time you notice, you're 6 months into it, you don't know how to get them off. You just hook up to them. I don't, personally myself, if I don't, it's a pain that I can't deal with, I don't drink pills. It's not my thing. I prefer just go for a run, forget about it, get tired, change the mindset, because, man, I don't want to deal with no painkillers or drugs going into the system, you know?
Absolutely. So that's pretty much my journey. Today, I'm not that sad and depressed girl. 211 days later, I took many different approaches. Like I said, I did the photography visual.
It was just a way of you expressing yourself. You needed a way to express yourself, but you really didn't know back then which way was it.
No. And I read a lot. I've done like retreats, like letting go and fear retreats, hiking. I picked up on a lot of other things that I would find purpose in. Like, I won't just go and ride my bike because I enjoy it. I'll do it for my mental health. So basically everything that I do is to push myself mentally a little further.
Which is going to help you down the road, because you still don't know what obstacles you're going to run into life, you know?
Absolutely.
And it's just a beautiful thing. And, man, like I said before, people think that fitness is it's mandatory. But it's more, that's more into it. If it wasn't for fitness, we wouldn't have been here.
A lot of people are looking at fitness, well, at least me, or I don't know, maybe not, but a lot of people are looking at fitness as a therapy. I mean, I look at it as therapy. Like I said, I didn't start it as a fitness journey. I did start it for my mental health. So a lot of people that are becoming successful is because they're finally getting out of their mind. And
they also start as a trend. It's a trend.
It is
right
a
now.
trend,
and
yeah.
But when you go deep into it and you actually fall in love with it, you can see that it's also a way to help others.
Well, the good thing about me is that I have been a legit tomboy since I was a child. So
you don't look like one right now.
Yeah, I don't usually come off that way, but I am a tomboy. I have done God knows how many sports. I practiced martial arts for 10 years of my life.
Wow, I'm doing jiu-jitsu right now.
So I am a certified black belt.
Oh my God.
So even I like the fact that I come from a background of being an athlete, so that I don't have to be put into this, oh, she's just doing it for a trend. No, it's actually part of who I am. This
it's part of how you grew up.
Before, I didn't look at sports or becoming an active person as a therapy thing. It was just sports. You know, that's when I was fine. And then now that I had to overcome something huge in my life, now I'm taking fitness as my therapy, a way out. One of my favorite things at the time when I was extremely low was to run.
Oh my God, it's my favorite.
The only thing that would allow me to not focus on my head, and it was time to focus on pushing my body. and it would disconnect me completely.
It's just that last little mental push that you need, and you forget about everything, and you just focus in the moment, and it comes with the runner's high, and you're just there trying to keep pushing. And if you're competitive, you're not gonna let that little burn beat you, and you just want to go farther and farther, and to see where you can push at the last minute, the last second.
As a runner, sometimes I wish I had a mic inside my head because of the things that I would tell myself. Like,
sometimes I want a camera inside my head.
I'll be running and I'm like, it's okay, Jofeliny, just another minute, or, you're here, disconnect from everything else, just keep running, or, just keep pushing. I am my own opponent. Like, I'm fighting myself.
Yes.
This isn't a fight or war or journey with anybody else. This is all about me and overcoming my obstacles, and whatever I would have to do, whether I have support or not, I'm gonna have to keep doing it.
So we're similar. I get on my bike every day to go to work. I bike 6 miles every day in the morning, coming back.
Fixie.
Hey, no,
that's not a fixie.
No, that's a road bike. So
I have a fixie.
Yeah, I know. I had a fixie. It was stolen. It was the most beautiful bike. It was white and gold, and it was stolen from my garage. Damn. But I get on every day. I start my first mile really easy because I got bad knees, and they really, really, really hurt. So I just warm up through it. Once I hit the Jamaica by the Jackie Robinson up there, just let it go. And every car I see, I want to go compete against them. Nice. If I see a person that's 3 blocks in front of me, I got to catch up to this motherfucker because he ain't beating me. So it's not a competition against them. Mm-hmm. It's a competition against me, against the pain, against everything that I want to become, every fear. Yeah. Every fitness obstacle, and I just want to keep going forward, and keep growing. It's a inside competition with my own self. I'm very competitive.
Absolutely.
I don't like losing.
So am I.
So you see, something had to bring us together,
I have 6 months religiously working out, and my best friend Michael signed me up for Tough Mudder. He didn't even ask. He's like, I want to do one of those. He's like, I'm going to sign you up and we're going to go. So we built a little team of 3. And
sign me up next time.
It was awesome. It was fun. But while I'm running and going through these obstacles, I'm thinking, like, let's see how I perform. Because if 5K was too easy, then there's other things like 10K, half a marathon, and full. So I decided to sign up for a few more other things. I'm going to look into a kidney run. My father has a kidney. He was a kidney failure patient, and he just recently got a kidney 2 years ago.
Wow.
So I want to do one of those. I also lost an uncle in 9/11, and they also have a 9/11 run. That's another thing I signed up for. And I'm going skydiving next weekend.
Uh-oh. That's a little too much adrenaline for me, since I'm afraid of heights. Too much for me, that one right there.
Yeah, everything I do is for my mental health. That one it should trigger something for sure. I should definitely have some self-mastery after that jump.
I don't know. It comes together, It comes... I tell my friends that my brother is one of my biggest, inspirations. And he always told me, anything you want to do, just do it. Don't think about it. Don't put it on your head. Don't progress it. Don't think, because it's going to keep... Next day. But next day, I might have to work a little more than like the day before.
Procrastination.
And it's called procrastination. It's called bullshit on your head. And he always told me, anything that when you want to start it, like the podcast, he's like, just do it, shut up, don't talk about it, don't tell me about it, just record the first episode. Once I recorded the first episode, send it to him, like, beautiful, dude, like, I'm proud of you. I'm like, you got to start things, because you keep putting things, they're going to keep piling up to each other.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be next day, and you fall into that habit of the next day, and it never happens.
That's why I counted. Because I needed a day one, and I needed to continue. Because if we procrastinate and not start anything, we're never going to see the finish of it. On the other side of fear, there is success, but you're going to have to overcome that first. And a lot of people don't know how to let go or detach themselves, or they have all these illusions that we have created, all these limitations. And in reality, it's just something that probably we created mentally and it's stopping us from being that person, that successful person, that fitness journey, whatever it is. It doesn't have to necessarily be fitness. It could be anything, like starting a book and finishing it. Oh, I want to be a reader. I want to be able to read a book. Okay, so start it. It could probably take you a year.
Yes.
My first book took me months, but I finished it.
Talking about it.
It's all about, one thing that I learned is all about how you structure yourself. And how are you going to, I guess, tweak is a word? Tweak or adjust the way that you think so that you could start overcoming the rest of the things.
Well, look, everything is going to be uncomfortable, and we are not. In the society that we live in, that everything is put to you, let's say, on a plate right there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I want it. It's because it's hard, and it's a new skill that you're trying to obtain. You're going to give up. Yeah. It's in a natural habit how we being raised these days. And we all want it right there, instant gratification. Just the way we eat. Just in the way, it's the same thing.
To get satisfied.
And
then you're full, and then that's it.
That's it. It's empty. But it's instant gratification. I want it there because I want it. And we forget the point of life, which is working for something. It's going to take time. It's going to take hard work. If it's working out, you're going to have to sweat a lot. You're going to have to go through a lot of pain. Physical pain. You're not going to die. No. But it's going to make you. And it's going to push you to the next step that you need to get.
Have you tried meditation?
I tried meditation.
How do you like it?
I haven't meditated. And we've been talking about this, the guys that used to meditate together, about 7 years. But I was balls deep into meditation. When I found out what it was, I believe in aliens.
Okay.
By the way. So that's the way I found out through it. I read a couple of books. I started looking into Krishnamurti, and I started listening to all his videos, and we just fall into that side of the world. And it was also one of the baddest times of my life. And I did find meditation. By that time, it was the time that I got out of high school. For some reason, I couldn't get no jobs. I couldn't go to college. And I got a shitty job where they treat me bad. I got underpaid. And I was already 300 pounds. This is 3 years prior finding fitness.
Yeah.
So I'm in a dark place in my life. It was in the time that I tried to suicide myself.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I tried to find a way out. And luckily, I tried it with a belt. And it snapped. I fell into the floor. It wasn't meant to be. Now I'm here, you know. I wrote the letters to my brother, my mom, my dad, and God didn't want it that way. And then I found meditation, and I went, like I told you, I went balls deep into meditation. We all went in there, and every day, 3-4 hours. 3-4 hours in the night, and we would just. I loved it. It was for the ones who meditate. It got to the point that you get to actually leave your body. But I'm so mad at the fact that I always hold back a little bit from my best potential. And by the time I was gonna get to the next step of meditation, I grabbed it back. And since that, I haven't meditated again. But I gotta go back to it. For me, it helped me. It helped me through that time of my life. I understand. I got to understand more things and saw things in a different way.
What did it help you do exactly? Like when you meditated, were you reflecting? Were you becoming one with your soul?
I was becoming one with my soul.
Okay.
It was just the beginning. I didn't know back then why I was doing it. But now this day, when I talk about it with you and we sit down and we analyze it, it just, all the demons that I have inside, because they're still there, I was getting ready, warming up to start facing them.
Yeah, meditation definitely is a struggle for a lot of people because not a lot of people know how to sit with themselves. We do have a mind that could go in all kinds of different directions, and we have emotions and thoughts and all these things. So it does take practice.
A lot of practice.
I have taken courses. I attend a temple out in the city where that's where I fell in love with it because...
I'm sorry I cut you up. I wanted to ask you, I seen your Insta stories that you go to meditate in lunch break.
Yeah.
Does your company offer this or?
No, I found it on my own. I have visited more than like 4 to 5 temples around New York City, and that one's the closest to my job.
Oh, nice.
It's called Kadampa. It's a modern Buddhist temple. So they offer classes, study programs, or midday meditations. So I have took a few courses. They're all different topics. Like some can be like all about the heart and how you should become one with your heart, or like if you're hurt or angry or whatever kind of emotion that you have with you and your heart, or it could be more mental. So how to overcome problems, how to let go, attachment, a reality check of yourself. So those are the courses that they'll probably offer. Meditation at lunch is literally sitting there for 30 minutes while an instructor is guiding you to how to let go, how to block out, all the sounds outside. Or let's say I was typing 100 miles per hour right before my meditation, how to come back to being one with myself, blocking everything out, sitting with myself and clearing my mind to achieve that inner peace.
Wow, that's beautiful. I did it in a different way, but I still want to go back to it. It's like I want to start doing yoga again. I used to do yoga, hot yoga, Bikram yoga.
I've done that.
Which is holy fuck.
110 degrees.
110 degrees, and once you hit the first week, they want you to hit that 90-minute class, which is death. I just sat on the mat for like a good 60 minutes without not trying to throw up. But let me ask you, Jofi, what is it that you want to offer to people? What is the hope that you bring to people when they see you? How do you want us, the people, to look at Jofeliny?
I always saw myself as this is years. I've always had visions of somehow being a voice, or a leader of some kind. I don't really have the right,
You'll find out.
I don't know yet.
You know the purpose now.
But something about my voice, which is why I'm extremely honored to be here. I have been telling a few people in my circle that I wanted to be able to use my experiences to be able to communicate through my voice.
Well, you're very welcome, and I'm honored and I'm blessed and I'm flattered to have you as the first guest. For the people that are watching, the first guest on Rompiendo podcast, and we're just starting right now, but it won't be your first time here either.
This is awkward. Like, I've never done this, so I'm here like trying to think and like process, so it's funny. But I like it. It's good for me. I definitely want to be able to, I try to make myself as unique as possible.
Amen. We are.
I try to always leave a mark. I know that a lot of my friends or acquaintances that I have met have just called me to sit next to me because of my energy.
Wow.
Or something about, I guess, like unwiring themselves mentally, like being able to help them mentally to get to the next step. A lot of people find peace next to me, or inner peace. A lot of people ask me for advices, and I have never really turned anybody down.
And it was weird for me when you asked me when we were talking through Instagram, and you one of the first person that goes, "What is wrong with you? How can I help you?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, I'm always helping people."
Okay, but I don't feel like I need no help.
Well, usually I'm helping people. So when you came up to me, like telling me your opinion about who I am or whatever the case may be, my purpose is to help others.
Yes.
So that's why I went off and I'm like, so how can I help this guy? And I guess I am helping you in a way today anyway.
No, wait. Oh my God. You don't understand. Like in your life, in your journey, you meet people that are gonna elevate you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's after a point that you meet 90% of people that are gonna drag you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But some way, somehow, life just stops putting out the negative, and it starts building through the positive. And I guess this connection here, it was meant for some reason.
Well, I believe in frequency and alignment. And after you kind of find yourself, or at least the few passions or things that you want to start accomplishing in life, you do start aligning yourself. You do start aligning yourself with like other like-minded people.
Yes.
So we are definitely meant to be here. I'm a big believer that things are happening for a reason, and you're definitely part of my journey now.
Yeah, we both are now. So it's just it's amazing how I go through social media. Is amazing, it's a powerful tool. I went through her friends Instagram, and I see this just an image of a powerful young girl reflecting something, and then something just told me inside, yo, click on her page. I clicked on your page, and I was like, wow, this girl reflects me in a way, but in a female way. And I'm like, yo, I'm very down to like females empowering. I believe in that women have even more power than men, and I love when I see empowering women talking about, what I do, which is fitness. I found a way through that, but I was just like, wow, I just need to, and I'm a close person. I'm very shy. I don't approach people. I don't barely say hi. But I'll probably see you in the street. I'll probably make a laugh. Just to avoid.
Yeah, I'm not saying hi to her.
Yeah, I know. Just to avoid, but it's a bad habit. So I was like, let me hit her up. I hope she doesn't think I'm a creep. A creep.
No.
And I was just like, I'll just fuck it. Don't put things in your mind. It's restyling.
I have a very business mentality. So I do give a lot of benefit of the doubts, and I love networking and meeting other souls. So unless you said something weird, that's, but it wasn't like that. I liked your page. I was like, wait a minute, he thinks I'm inspiring. Like, this man just lost, I don't know how many pounds on his own, and recorded yourself, which is cool. 139. So it's pretty cool. We are definitely aligned to be here.
It's actually 260 because I lost 114 pounds prior to losing this 139 now. But if you put them together, I know I gained, what was it, 129 back? Mm-hmm. But you still gotta take them all when you get them. That's about in 2014. I decided to start.
You lost weight on your own. You never got like a gastro bypass.
Never. I've never been operated. I've always been afraid. My mom got one.
That's good. My
mom lost, I think it was 90 pounds through
the gastric,
whatever it is. And she offered it to me. She was like, she came up to me and she goes, Jancy, my family members call me Jancy. She goes, Jancy, now that you gain all that weight again, don't you think you should get the surgery? It should be easier now. And I'm like, in my mind, that shit fucking burned me. I was like, I don't need not shitting on people or not dissing nobody. That if you need a way to lose weight, it's your health, it's you, it's how you feel. If you feel that you can't lose weight by your own, then
it's that mental journey.
Just go, But it burned me that she said, "Oh, you can't. It's gonna be easier to lose weight through an operation." I was like, man. Yeah. I've done this shit before. I'm not gonna, don't even talk to me about it. Don't bring the topic up again. And I never liked it. And still, I have people on Instagram that hit me up and they was like, "Oh, you're fake. You must have surgery. He has surgery." I was once put up in a contest, in a competition, to win $100,000 because of a transformation. And I lost a lot of comments of that. Oh, that's fake. He he has surgery, and I'll just calmly respond to everybody. No, you could look into my journey. You could go into my Instagram. Everything is documented. I never had surgery, and I've been doing it by myself.
You put your mind to it.
Yeah, it was like I talked about it in my last podcast. If you haven't listened, go back to it and I share a little of my story. I went from New York. I was here in New York. I was doing after I lost my weight. I also cook. I'm a chef.
Nice.
Self-taught. I went to school like for 3 months, but I don't count it. But I always loved seeing my mom cook. Food always intrigued me, and I learned how to cook. And through fitness, I wanted to discover the food that I like, which is I'm Dominican, so I like my Latin cuisine. So I was like, I have to find a way that I can turn my dishes into healthy dishes.
Yeah.
So that brought me to a New York One interview.
Oh wow.
Yes, I have a New York One interview. I did a whole little piece on a news channel, turning your dishes, your Dominican dishes, into a healthy version. And I was, getting the spotlight. I was getting all of this, and I started forgetting of who I was, of starting gaining weight. Opportunity comes. It's like, there's a business in Pennsylvania. You could jump on it right now, make it big, and go from there. Be something in life. I wanted to take action in my life. I didn't want to be just a average Joe. That's who I am. And I went over there. Business failed. It failed really bad. So once I had to sell it, I was like, damn, what the fuck? I failed. I didn't know how to deal with failure after so much success. I knew how to deal with failure because I've been dealing with it my whole life. But after all succeeding, let's say winning all those fights, I forgot how to lose.
Wow.
I just kept letting it go, and it came to a point in my life that every day I was eating fast food. And goddamn, in Pennsylvania, fast food is cheap. You could eat 3, 4, or a 4-piece meal for $3 or $4.
Wow.
And that was how I was eating every night. I went down through avenue, a little highway that had all fast foods, and I just every night went to a different place to eat. I was struggling money-wise. I was like, I don't want to go to back to New York as a failure. And time kept building up. Pounds kept piling until I got back to 345 pounds.
Wow.
Yes, and then I came back here, and last January, I started in December, and by January I lost 35 pounds. And since that, I'm here at 197.
What's your new goal?
My new goal is, I just want to reach 180 pounds. I just want to see that number on the scale.
And apart from fitness?
And apart from fitness, I want to bring hope to people. I found my why. I found who I am. I found what I wanted to do. I found that everything that I've learned so far in life, it's just coming together. And it's like I'm in my prime of my career. I'm in my prime right now. And it's gonna take more and more and more and more hard work, but I know. But my why is to inspire the uninspired. Those people that 100 and plus pounds that think that there's no way out. I want to be their inspiration. I want to say the motivation is inside. I don't want to motivate nobody, but I would just as you see somebody's picture or somebody's image, and you be like, I want to be like that guy because he's done it before.
Do you have like a plan for these people that you're trying to inspire? Like, would it be a mental motivational thing, or would it be through food? I know you're a cook.
I really can't tell you right now because it's so many things together that I can offer as a person.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I had to learn. I had to value myself, and I used to be a pleaser. Oh, let me please this person so they could like me.
Yeah.
I was cool as fuck, just being me, you know. But I wanted to go that extra mile, and I had to stop that and just offer. If you want to come in, I'll serve you. And it's what I want to offer is that inspiration.
Nice.
That little inspiration that if you look at me, that's a way. There's a way out. That's a way that you could go through it.
That's awesome.
It's people. I tell you this much. It's hard, but it's not impossible. And if you walk through darkness, all you need is a spark, and you will see that everything that's inside the room.
Absolutely.
You won't be afraid. Things get harder, but you could go through them. And don't forget that as every day passes, you get stronger. And if you fall, you get up. If you stumble, keep your balance. And if you fall, break your mouth, you get up. Take a tissue, wipe yourself up. And that's how life is. We gotta fight. Keep fighting, one punch after one punch after one punch. You might get knocked out. I got knocked out. But I chose to get up again and keep fighting.
Good for you.
So, it's been grateful. So, your Instagram is?
Jofeliny Captures.
Spell that for the people.
Oh, God. It's Jof as in Frank, E as in elephant, I as in lion, I as in igloo, N as in Nancy, Y as in yo-yo. I always do this because people will misspell it. Captures. And that all started with the creative director name.
Well, you needed...
I used to capture life.
So, I was going to ask you, before we end this, I was going to ask you, back then you wanted to express yourself through... images. What's the way you want to express yourself now?
Through my voice.
Through your voice.
Absolutely. I would love to become some kind of like life coach or...
Well, you already are.
Well,
in a way.
I guess.
You don't need titles to things. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess I would love to be in a crowd once or on stage, or I guess I have a long way to building myself.
Motivational speaker?
Maybe.
Speak in front of people?
Maybe.
Fly all over the world to talk to people?
Not a problem. I'm not sure where I'm going to, what or where I'm going to fall into. I still have a lot of work to do for myself, but this is a good start.
We always working, so the work doesn't stop. It just begins.
I'm just taking what the universe throws at me right now.
Well, there you have it, folks. Jofeliny. For you guys, thank you very much. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. You're very awesome. Keep inspiring women. Keep inspiring guys. And let's keep sharing your voice, people. If you see the video, go to her Instagram. See what she offers. See what she's all about. She's super awesome, super dope. A lot of energy. And when you come to Rompiendo Podcast, just leave your thumbs up, like it, share it. There might be somebody that's struggling right now that wants to hear this message. So, Jofeliny, Jofi,
Jay,
it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope there's a next time.
Of course. Thanks.
Peace.